DepEd Ormoc City Division presents Panaghisgutay, another initiative which aims to inform Ormocanans on the latest updates in preparation for the start of the new school year. We too will discuss pressing issues and hope to give clarifications relative to the delivery of education in the new normal. This is going to be a live online program via StreamYard and Facebook pages of SDO Ormoc, with simulcast from our media partners every Wednesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We call on everyone to be part of this event by sending us your queries, and feel free to share with us your insights and suggestions. Quizzes and fun trivia with exciting prizes await everyone in our takeoff. Mark your calendar and take this flight with us as we embark on a continuing action with a better perspective. Panaghisgutay! Panaghisgutay!
Hello and maayong hapon, Ormoc City. It's another wonderful Wednesday afternoon, and we welcome you once again to the online program which we should all be part of. Mao kini ang Panaghisgutay. Ako si Robert Hardin.
That is right. Today is September 2, 2020. Start na ang Burmancer, no? And we would like to
Yes.
thank everyone for joining us on our weekly live program where the latest developments and updates in the department are about to be discussed in the next hour and a half. This is Ghislaine Avalle, broadcasted live via our Dapat Tayo Ormoc City division page and our media partners. We are on our 8th episode na sa and we'd like to thank
Wow.
our avid viewers for keeping us company every week. Yes,
Wow.
8th episode already sa.
Right. Wow,
Yes.
congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, yay! And also joining us today, no, mo join siya nato is our school division of Ormoc Superintendent, Ms. Lani H. Cervantes.
Right. Wow. Okay, and we will be joined by our ever supportive and ever ready department key officials, in which whose combination of brilliance is what makes DepEd Ormoc steadfast in the implementation of programs and projects for the welfare of our teachers, our personnel, and most especially our learners. Later on, we'll be joined by our schools division superintendent, Ma'am Lani H. Cervantes. Okay, all right, folks. Today's a very special episode of Panaghisgutay as we are graced by someone who has devoted a big part of his life to the department and its personnel, as well as our dear learners. Gracing today's episode, despite his very hectic schedule, is somewhat awe-inspiring to Schools Division of Ormoc. Friends, it is with great honor and privilege to have with us as our guest for Panaghisgutay, Department of Education Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction, Yusek Diosdado M. San Antonio. Hello, Yusek.
Maraming
Yes, sir.
salamat,
Hello.
Robert and Ghislaine.
Wow.
Magandang hapon sa ating lahat. Of course, I would like to congratulate DepEd Ormoc City, headed by Madam Lani Cervantes, for organizing this kind of initiative. Alam po natin, napakahalaga ng communication sa ating mga ginagawa. I always have learned in my early years as a leader that there are two very important aspects of the job of a leader and a manager. Dalawa lang po yan. Pag tingnan mo ng maigi, inanalyze mo, dalawa lang ang gawain namin, pero hindi naman ito gawang biro. Una, ang gumawa ng mga desisyon. Pangalawa, ang mag-communicate, magpaabot sa mga dapat nakatulong mo para maisagawa yung mga desisyon ng maayos. So, let me repeat, kung wala kayong ibang matatandaan this afternoon, kung ano yung dalawang pinaka-importanteng trabaho ng isang leader or manager, ang pagsasagawa ng decision and communication. In some of the things that I've written, I always claim that decision making and communication are the two pillars of the leadership and management edifice, if it has to be compared to a building. So friends, I commend DepEd Ormoc. Nauna pa kayo sa amin, the Office of the Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction actually intends to also organize a once a week or twice a week webinar. Watch out for it. Abangan nyo dapat yan. Very soon, this September, ang tawag naman namin ay DepEd Teaches. So 30 minutes lang kami. Hope most likely dalawang magsasalita, brief talks, kasi hindi na uso ngayon yung mahahaba, kaya ako hindi ko rin ito hahabaan kasi yung attention span ng mga kinig, consider natin. So itong Panaghisgutay nyo ay nauna pa sa DepEd Teaches. So watch out for it. Akala ko June magagawa na namin, but it's not easy. I understand. I organize a TWG. Hindi pa rin sila magkaigi how we are going to proceed with it. Pero hopefully, ang tentative idea namin is perhaps Mondays during like lunchtime para kung gusto nyong nagpapahinga sa mga ginagawa ay makinig sa DepEd Teaches. Tentatively yata, pag hindi na nabago, we're going to do it like 12:15 to 12:45 on a Monday. Pero pag medyo marami-rami kaming pagkaya na namin, baka twice a week. But initially, we'll proceed with it so once a week na the schedule. So let me reiterate, the first lesson I would like to share with you is, again, making decisions and communicating the decisions. I know that decision-making is not easy. It's a very difficult job, especially if you would like to come up with a decision that will benefit a greater number of people. So ito yung mga pasan-pasan natin. Kung tayo ay mga leaders, tayo ay mga managers, we have to make sure that every decision we make is for the benefit of the greater number. And ako, kilala ako ni Jemar, yung nangulit sa akin, nakasama niya dyan sa DepEd Ormoc. Alam niya yan na I always go for consultative, collaborative decision-making. And I'm very fortunate that I work with Secretary Liling, Secretary Leonor Magtoles-Briones, who is also a firm believer of collaborative, consultative decision-making. Si Secretary Liling, hindi yang gumagawa ng desisyon na hindi niya tinanong kami muna sa EXICOM, yung mga USEC at ASEC, hindi niya tinanong ang mga regional directors, what do you think of this? So anything that she has decided on, yung learning continuity plan natin, mga kapwa ko guro at mga namamahala sa DepEd, hindi yan dinikta lang ni Secretary Liling. So I really am very fortunate and privileged that I've been invited to work with her in the Executive Committee of the Department of Education, because itong paniniwala ko that indeed there's no substitute to getting a lot of inputs from everybody when it comes to making decisions. And of course, the other difference, in fact, pag ini-interview ako sa TV, pag tinatanong ako, what is the biggest challenge of DepEd during this COVID-19 pandemic? I would always say, the challenge is how do we make sure that the decisions we make, yung mga pahalising nilalabas natin, is understood fully on the ground. Halimbawa, ng mga kapwa guro, ng mga principal. Kasi ang dami-dami example, mayroon tayong alternative work arrangements. Ang tawag ko na lang sa kanila para positive. Pero, hindi ko alam kung mayroon kayo dyan sa Ormoc, may mga principal na super excited. Sasabihin, lahat kayo magpunta sa school when in fact DepEd allows people to work from home. Mga ganito. So, kung hindi masyadong nauunawaan, in fact, yung mga friends ko sa Facebook, alam niya, nag-post nga ako na isa, mukhang kailangan magturo din tayo ng proper reading comprehension sa ating mga principal. Kasi minsan, liwanag yung rules, pero iba yung pinapagawa. Halimbawa, ang dami nito, but anyway, tuloy-tuloy ko na ba ang mga like,
You
yun
said,
na sa akin yung mga interesado kayo na gusto nyong maunawaan.
yes po. Yes po.
Una, sabi dito, education is key for generations of Filipinos to become full-fledged, productive members of society. This is why we should be looking at how the nation, our region, and our city will go back to school this coming October 5. Tuloy po ba ang pagbubukas ng klase sa October 5? Absolutely. Unless another presidential announcement is made, of course, palagi tayong pasiguro kasi you can never tell, you have no power to actually foretell what's in store for us in the future. So, as of today, ang opening po natin, October 5. World Youth Day. Last year,
Very clear.
ba yun? Nandiyan kami sa inyo. We celebrated the World Teachers Day.
Right.
It was a wonderful celebration. And we will celebrate World Teachers Day with the opening of classes. And we should not forget, sabi ni Secretary Diling, the World Teachers Day is also about the learners. It's about the learners. And I salute you. I know Region 8 is great.
Right.
Ang regional director nyo.
Right.
Hindi kayo nagpapahuli sa mga ginagawa. What are the challenges? I already mentioned.
Yes,
Challenges in the Department of Education is facing in terms of curriculum and instruction as we come closer to that day. Of course, the biggest challenge is how do we make sure that the learning resources are available to the learners? I understand it's not a joke to provide the learning resources appropriate to the distance learning delivery modality your schools have chosen. Remember, again, consistent with Secretary Liling's pronouncements, other than being consultative, collaborative, this is also highly empowering. Later, may discuss ako sa inyo ng mga leadership principles, but empowering is recognizing that people who work with us are competent and committed. So, ang sinasabi natin, you have to decide on the distance learning delivery modality that you will implement. Kayo bahala dyan. Ang sinabi lang namin, ito yung mga pwede nyong piliin. So, how do we make sure? Kahit paano nyo i-deliver, paano i-reproduce, that has been delegated, we have authorized and recognized the expertise of superintendents like Superintendent Lani and the rest of the superintendents in Region 8 to be able to come up with such a decision. So, ang challenge una, ang learning resources, magiging available ba yan? But I know si Director Ramir is saying, kahit hindi dumating ang self-learning modules, learning will proceed in Region 8. You've been told how to proceed with it. Of course, alam natin that we can still use the textbooks. We have mapped the textbooks with the most essential learning competencies. And the textbooks, kung sasabayan mo ng learning plan, weekly learning plan, naglabas na ako ng memorandum kung paano to gawin, at magbigay ka ng mga learning activity sheets or worksheets, then pwede nang matuto ang bata. Mayroon na siyang gabay dun sa learning plan na yun ang gabay ng bata. At mayroon namang mga nagtatanong sa akin kasi bawat region may kanya-kanyang style and we don't actually object to the way the regions contextualize the delivery of services. Pero pag may nagtatanong, user dads, pag naggawa na ba kami ng weekly learning plan, gagawa pa kami ng lesson exemplars or DLL? Sabi ko, kung ako tatanungin nyo, isang plano lang is enough. So kung mayroon na kayong weekly learning plan, kung ako ang masusunod, hindi na kailangan mag-request sa teacher ng lesson plan or DLP, DLL, or learning exemplars. Pero, palagi ko ang sinasabi kasi hindi ko naman sinisiraan yung mga excited. Sabi ko, yung mga super excited. Kung gusto pa rin kayong pagawin, at sa palagay nyo ay hindi naman kayo masyadong nahihirapan, ay sabihin nyo na lang. But you also learn how to tell your superiors in a very respectful way that it does not make sense preparing two plans to execute one lesson. So yung sinasabi natin na kailangan ang mga libro ay pwede na yan. So yung unang challenge talaga is to produce and make available the self-learning modules in different formats. Digital sa mga may gadgets, printed sa mga wala. at yung radyo at TV. I'm not very sure with the details of the plans of Region 8, but we can use, just like what you're doing now, your networks with radio stations or TV stations that can be used. So yung issue sa challenge, nasabi ko kanina, communicating, making people understand what we want to do. In fact, ang matagal na pinaghirapan namin i-communicate at napasabak na nga ako sa mga TV interview kasi sabi ni Secretary Liling, hindi namin kaya. Originally, 2 lang nagsasalita sa DepEd before COVID, but napasama na ako sa mga kailangan magsalita. Kahit pinasabi natin, distance learning will not bring the kids to school. Ang mga dahilan pa ng marami, hindi kami magpapaaral kasi baka mahawan ng COVID-19 naman namin, hindi naman lalabas ng bahay. So, mga very simple messages is very difficult to understand even by the parents and the community. Of course, yung mga kasama natin sa DepEd dapat madaling nakakaunawa, pero meron din nga mga confusions most of the time. So, yung communicating to me is a big challenge. In fact, ang gusto ko mag-research, wow, how do we make? Ito yung isang challenge ko talaga as USEC now kasi alam niyo naman ako, I've been a teacher, a superintendent, a regional director. So I've been an implementer myself of the rules and the guidelines of DepEd. And kahit noon, marami ring nung RD na ako, halimbawa, hinihigpitan ko sa Calabarzon yung 6 hours actual teaching. And gusto kong sabihin, let the teachers go anywhere after 6 hours. Kasi sabi ng DepEd, ang 2 hours nila, they can spend anywhere. Ay, mas marami yung SDS at mga principal na ayaw nito. Kasi sabi, how do we know that they are still working? Sabi ko, yung mga pag-iisip nyo, hindi dapat ang pag-iisip na nakaka-inspire. Sa akin kasi, sorry, but I'll be sharing a few of the things I believe in. Dapat itatrato natin yung mga kasama natin as professionals, as responsible human beings. Hindi yung kasi di ba dalawang pag-iisip yan yung mga F and Y sa mga theory ng human beings. May sinasabi na tamad, kung hindi mo i-push, hindi tatrabaho. Ako naman, mas gusto kong maniwala na mas marami sa mga kasama nating guro at mga namumuno ang excited magturo, excited magpatuto, kaysa yung tinatamad. At napatunayan na yan in the different dry runs na na-monitor natin across the country. More than 500 na ang nag-dry run. Mas marami ang mga malikhaing kapwa-guro at mga namumuno na punong-puno ng yung entusiasmo upang ang mga bata ay matuto. Kakaunti lang naman yung tinatamad at subukin nyo. Ako kasi ito talaga yung paniniwala na if you treat people as professionals, you don't actually watch out while they are working on certain things. So yung isang pinagawa namin ng mga sa Calabarzon, yung 6 hours, ang daming principal na ayaw dyan. Gusto nila 8 hours. Talagang pag sinusumbong sa akin, tinatawagan ko ang principal at sinasabi ko, oy, basahin mo ang civil service rule, etc. But anyway, these are examples of yung sabi kong hindi tinatranslate yung policy na maliwanag, nagpo-protect sa teacher, pero ayaw sundin. And in fact, ang sabi ko palagi, at sana dyan sa inyo sa Ormoc, maliwanag na ito, ang mukha ng DepEd ay ang mga kasama nating punong guro. Ang tingin ng teacher, yung bagong teacher na na-hire, hindi si Secretary Liling, hindi si USEC. Ang karanasan ng isang bagong teacher o ng kahit sino, yung matanda ng teacher na katulad ko, ang karanasan mo sa DepEd ay ang karanasan mo sa principal. Mabuti na lang at iniikot-ikot yung principal. So kung hindi masyadong nakakapag-inspire, ay sasabihin mo, ay di magtaon lang naman yan. So after 5 years, look forward to a better version. But meron di ba, narinig niyo na ako nagsabi na may mga principal na akala mo naglilihi kahit matagal nang nag-menopause.
Okay.
Kahit batang-bata pa parang ulianin, ang kulit-kulit o ano-ano. But anyway, ano yan, ang tawag ko dyan, sila yung mga principal o namumuno sa panahon ng kadiliman.
Yan.
Kaya narito na tayo sa panahon ng diwala.
Nagkakaubusan na yata sila, Yusek, nagkakaubusan na yata sila, no?
Oo. So, anyway, so dalawang hamon. Nag-discuss ako. Una, hamon sa pag-reproduce ng mga self-learning resources. Yung ibang hamon, kinaya nyo na. Yung pag-train sa teacher, pag-train sa parents, In fact, sa pag-prepare nito mga SLMs, I know you've been very creative as what the other regions have been. By the way, hindi lahat ng SLMs galing sa central office. Ito ang nakakatuwa. Kasi bago nag-COVID-19, we were in the process of preparing alternative delivery materials or modules. Kasi, di ba may panahon ng mga sakuna, katulad ng Yolanda, katulad ng pinakahuli, yung Taal Volcano eruption. We never made learning stop, di ba? Kayo noon, ilang linggo lang tinigil pagkatapos ni Yolanda. Immediately, we resumed using alternative delivery materials. So, ang talagang nire-recognize ko kasama ng ibang regional directors, even before I came as USEC, RD pa lang, sabi ko, the new normal will mean we should be ready with alternative delivery modalities. And in fact, ang bilis-bilis nangyari. So nung nag-COVID, mayroon tayong gagamitin. Sabi natin, sandali, i-review nyo na lang kasi maglalabas kami ng most essential learning competencies. So, kailangan, yung mga regions ini-assign yan. Nakalimutan ko kung anong naka-assign sa inyo. So bawat region may gagawin. Bayanihan ng DepEd para sa self-learning modules. Pero, katulad din ng pag-iisip ko, so nang nakita ko, habang ginagawa ng regions yung naka-assign sa kanila, nagpagawa rin sila ng iba. Kasi paano kung ang central office hindi makabigay? Siyempre, nagpasiguro, may mga iba ng paraan. So this is the reason why hindi lahat ay galing sa central office. Kasi ang dami niyan, di ba? And we have only very few people doing quality assurance. And we cannot just say everything that has been submitted to us will be officially released. Kasi pag ni-release na natin, pag may mali dyan, mapapahamak na tayo. Katulad ng mga nakita nung sa TV na picturesque mistake na ang nangyari doon, nag-shortcut kami ng quality assurance kasi nagmamadali. Yung final phase na dapat titingnan ulit, hindi na nakita. Pero yung totoong SLM na pinagkuhanan nun, hindi naman mali. So, yung mga ganito na pumapalpak at ang maliit na kapalpakan, kahit 100 times maganda yung ginawa natin, palpak na yung
yun ang nakikita.
Bilang USEC for curriculum, feeling ko ako yung pinaka may pasan nung responsibilidad. But anyway, so challenge, communicating, learning resources, and sa akin yun na yun. Ano yung susunod na gusto niyong pag-usapan natin? What are the programs and activities for professional development that is providing for teachers now that the department is shifting from classroom to modular and online approach? Any advice you can give to our teachers who may be having considerable adjustment with the transition? Una, sabi ko nga, yung NAIAP has prepared a training package, but I know kayo mismo dyan sa Ormoc, you've been doing a lot of webinars, and so sabay-sabay tayo. Ang importante, isang prinsipyo ng Learning Continuity Plan ay, tawag nito, wala kang uutusan na hindi mo tinuruan kung paano yung gagawin. Ako'y napapahiya minsan. Kahapon, I was in a forum, nandun yung mga kaibigan natin sa Alliance of Concerned Teachers. Minsan tama naman yung mga sinasabi nila. Pero ayaw kong maniwala na yun ang totoong nangyayari sa mas maraming paaralan. Sinasabi, inuutosan ng mga teacher gumawa ng modules, hindi naman tinuruan kung paano. But to me, wala naman yatang superintendent o principal na matino na magsasabi gawin mo yan na hindi niya binigyan ng capacity building. But anyway, so what are the areas? Ang dami-dami. How do we really deliver learning delivery, distance learning delivery modality? How do we monitor the learners? Ang palagi kong binibigyang diin, regardless kung ano yung distance learning delivery modality natin, kailangan yung pag-communication. Again, I'll go back to the two pillars, decision-making and communication. Even as a teacher, yung pa rin ang dalawang gagawin mo. Anong mga decision mo tungkol sa mga gagawin mo sa loob ng silid-aralan? O ngayon, pag-monitor ng mga bata, pangalawa, how do you communicate? So, sa akin, our distance learning delivery modality, regardless kung anong pinili nyo, TV, modules, online, digital, offline, at kung ano-ano pa dyan, kung hindi magiging maigting ang pag-uusap through cellphone o kung pwede namang magkita dahil neighbor lang naman yung estudyante ng teacher at ng bata o ng teacher at ng magulang, kung magiging mainam at magaling yung pag-uusap, learning will happen. Kasi we will be able to know what's going on. So, yun yung yung isang gusto kong bigyang diin na dapat alam na alam ng kasama nating mga guro ang mga ito. Pangalawa, kailangan din yung time management skills. At while it would be ideal to do to assess everything that has been submitted, hindi naman yan realistic na lahat. Sorry, but kung may nakikinig ng parent, ito naman yung katotohanan. You should be strategic. Titingnan mo yung mga output ng bata sa isang bata. Kung medyo nangangailangan talaga siya ng attention, doon ka matitingin ng malalim. Pero kung confident ka na, sa unang tingin mo lang, kasi all of us are professionals, unang tingin mo sa output, maganda. Kung nagduda ka, then perhaps magawa ka ng paraan kung paano mo ma-verify kung totoong yung ginawang yun, ayun. So yung mga ganito, of course, we will also issue a guideline on assessment. Yung classroom assessment, wala po tayong periodical test, pero yung performance tasks at written outputs ang mga basihan ng mga pagmamarka natin. Ilalabas na natin yung guideline, but essentially yun yung po ang iba nga nagsasabi ipas daw or fail lang ang bata. Matagal po namin itong pinagdebatehan sa loob mismo ng EXICOM ng mga directors ng curriculum and instruction strand. Nag-decide po kami na may marka pa rin. Bakit? Una, kahit mag-pass or fail ka, kung teacher ka, magna-number ka pa rin kasi i-compute mo yung mga sinubmit. So parang madadagdagan yung trabaho ng mga fellow teachers. On that ground alone, maliban pa doon sa siyempre yung mga batang magagaling, gusto nila may score sila at pwede nilang gamitin sa scholarship, pwede nilang gamitin sa kung saan-saan pa. Maliban doon sa dahilan na yon, ang tingin ko, kung ang gagawin natin ang pagbabago sa sistema ay magdadagdag ng papasanin ng mga kasamang guro, sabi ko, huwag na. So, gamitin natin i-modify, mas madaling turuan ang teacher, but we will still have to capacitate our fellow teachers. The other thing is, gusto ko mabuhay yung, alam ito ng marami na may kilala sa akin, yung kahit may pandemya, let's continue to learn. So, and I'm very glad, sabi sa akin ng mga training providers dito nationally na hindi taga DepEd, alam nyo, yung mga teachers, nag-uunahan pag-register sa mga webinars. So, I really feel that we are really in an organization where many of our fellow teachers are highly professional. Kasi kung professional ka, hindi ka harap sa ginagawa mo na hindi ka naghanda. Diba? And ngayon naman, although ako, I think the other week, nag-announce ako kasi it was a requirement na kailangang mag-video ng final output ko dun sa, I enrolled in a course on leadership. Maniwala kayo, hindi. I've been writing about leadership. I've been talking about it. I still want to know what's the latest about leadership. So I enrolled in a course sa Coursera ba yan? I don't know how it's pronounced, but yung Coursera free. Libre kasi kung gusto mong may certificate ka, magbabayad ka ng like $50. Ayaw ko na kasi hindi ko naman ako na kailangan ng certificate. What I want is to know. So what I do is enroll. I did all the modules, I did all the tests, so I got qualified to do the final requirement. So, sinasabi ko, ito, ang nag-offer, Copenhagen Business School sa Denmark, natuto ako during the pandemic, in the midst of the many things that I'm doing, I still made sure that at least 1 or 2 hours every week, I would devote time for my continuous learning. So, fellow teachers, yun ang palagi ko sinasabi, huwag sabihin na I'm too busy to learn new things. And of course, as I've said, makita naman yan sa lahat ng mga ginagawa nyo. You all want to do it. So, maganda po talaga na without being told, we have to discover how to continue to capacitate ourselves. And then, kami magbibigay ng palagay namin ay kailangan because ang proseso naman natin sa central office, anything that is new, we will capacitate before making people do it. So lahat ng mga programa natin, comprehensive sexuality education, yung mga good manners and right conduct na yan na dati nang ginagawa, kahit po ngayon series of trainings, kinakasan na rin yung sa child protection during online learning, etc. So magbibigay tayo ng series of capacity building. So hindi po tayo papayag at hindi naman namin lahat yan maiisip. So if you have anything in mind, let me know, text me or send me a message sa Facebook or yung email address ko naman, dislado.sanantonio@deped.com ay marireach nyo ako dyan. Ano pa ba yon? Gusto niyo bang kayo na magbasa ng question or
Sige po, yes po, we'll do that.
sige, proceed na para
Yusek, right. Thank you so much, Yusek. How we've been filled with so much with so much inspiration, of course, with all the information that you're sharing us. It do inspires us a lot. Beginning with with your presence today. Salamat ng marami po. Yusek, ito po. Ang ating departamento, we're implementing the online learning resources po gaya ng DepEd Commons website. Actually, we have already more than 8 million users with that. And concurrent with this, alongside with LR portal natin, we do have that online. Concurrent with this, we also have TV and radio-based solutions. We'll also be launching areas with limited access to the internet. And of course, it's being backed up by the implementation of Republic Act 8375, which allows 15% of total daily airtime in broadcast network to child-friendly content. And we're very blessed to have that. However, po Yusek, there was a bit of issue. Actually, you mentioned that a while ago, on particularly the ones aired through our DepEd TV, pero that was very minimal in nature. You already mentioned that. But any highlight on this po, update on this po Yusek, as to the level of correctness and accuracy po, particularly on the lessons or content that will be taught and provided to our learners, both in visual and printed resources?
Thank you, Robert. Ang ano talaga dyan, ang point kasi ay, yun na nga, kailangan may quality assurance. But the concept of DepEd Commons kasi, kaya nga hindi natin binitawan yung LR portal. Kasi sa LR portal natin, lahat yun quality assured. Itong DepEd Commons, we are democratizing the efforts to provide learning resources to everybody. So I fully support that initiative. I love that. My nature is always to recognize people who may wish to share. So anybody, any fellow teacher or any Filipino or anybody else who wishes to share the learning resources he or she has designed, that's fine. Ilagay dyan sa DepEd Commons. Pero ang isang modification na pinupush natin at gagawin na hopefully as soon as possible ay naka-label. Yung na quality assure, because in the DepEd Commons we will also be uploading the self-learning modules, yung duly quality assured, central office produced and regionally produced or division produced. So kailangan lang naka-label yon na ito fully quality assured. So pag may nakitang mali dyan, yun ang pananagutan ng aking tanggapan. Pero kung may makita dyan sa DepEd Commons na may mali-mali na hindi naman natin nalagyan ng parang certified na yan ay na quality assured, then that will be the accountability of the one who prepared. So hindi naman natin kinukondina. Nobody is perfect. I always also say this. You don't expect perfection from us. We will always commit mistakes because we are human beings. But what we are trying to do is to tighten the processes. We are now in the process of employing additional members of our quality assurance team. We will source out, as I've been saying. Ang nakakatuwa dito, bago mag-COVID-19, sinasabi ko na there should be a new way of quality assuring learning resources. Kasi printed pa tayo dati, di ba, yung mga learners materials, etc. Palaging dati, sorry, but this was the practice na hindi na talaga viable ngayon. Kailangan magpa-workshop ka, iipunin mo all over the country yung lahat ng mga learning resource evaluators, papapuntahin mo sa isang venue, mag-hire ka ng, magbabayad ka sa hotel, papakainin mo lahat. May pamasahe, babalik lahat. So sabi ko, that's a very expensive way to do it. I've been saying there should be a way to cut the cost. Why don't we just send the materials to the reviewers? Let's give them deadlines to bring back to us their comments, and then we put together the comments, etc. So if there's a need for face-to-face meetings, we do it only on very special circumstances. As sabi ng mga dating taga doon sa bureau na involved dyan, mukhang mahirap gawin. Ay sabi ko, but that can be done. And sorry to say this, pero yung mga pinagsasasabi ko, kailangan nang gawin ngayon. Wala nang choice kasi we can no longer convince people in certain places. So, ang isang maganda, although, ito kasing alam nyo naman tayo sa government, if you hire an expert, you have to go through the procurement process. So, gusto mo nang magtrabaho na siya bukas, sasabihin ng procurement system, sandali, mag-antay ka. There are a number of days that you have to advertise this. So, ito, Of course, I'm not complaining. I'm just sharing the
Right.
realities on the ground. So kung hindi tayo nakaka-deliver ng maayos, it's not purely the fault of, of the team. It's the fault of the guidelines sometimes. And in fact, for a long, long time, alam nyo to, may mga subject areas wala tayong textbooks. Not because there was no fun. May fun. But because the biddings failed. So kung nag-fail yung bidding, wala kang marireproduce. And we ended up failing to utilize the funds. And to me, that was really a very painful and hurting experience na nandun yung pera, hindi mo bigay sa bata because of the impediment. So we have to be very creative. So yung mga proseso natin ngayon ay talagang pinapaigting natin yung quality assurance mechanisms. Sisiguruhin natin na yung nire-recommend namin simula pa na hindi pwede yung bibilisan ay so we as I've said, we are very supportive of the DepEd Commons initiative. We welcome that. That is something that every education system should have. Every fellow teacher who may feel that yung ginawa mong activity sheet ay pwedeng i-share dyan, fine. Deposit it, submit it. Pero yung may mga labels para alam natin ito, quality assure ng Division of Ormoc City. Ito, quality assure ng Region 8, the Great Region. Ito, quality assure ng Central Office, Quality Assurance Teams para yung accountability. So yung how do we, and then ang point naman natin, when you share and when you notice, like if you are using it, and if you notice there's something that is wrong, immediately call the attention of the one who made. So an appropriate rectification can be made.
Right. Wow. Thank you so much on that, Yusek. Yusek, here's a question po coming from the most common question asked from our learners enrollment survey form. With the shift in education and considerable reduction of learning competencies po to the different subject areas, question coming from parents is, can their children still expect a high level of quality education with the new learning modalities? And with this po, Yusek, what do you think parents can or should do to help fill in the gap po?
Robert, that's a very good question, and I really know na yung gumawa ng question na yun nag-iisip. I mean, sorry, but I'm just giving my honest feedback. I love the question.
Yeah.
First, matagal ng issue, and ito, ang daming, fortunately, nasa gitna tayo ng mga ginagawa. I mean, we were in the process of reviewing the intended curriculum. When we talk about the intended, the competencies we have identified and the standards we have identified in our curriculum document. So we were doing that last year, and we were about to be finished with phase 1. Ito yung phase 1 kasi re-review natin yung intended, applied, learned curriculum, and accomplished curriculum. Mga ganon. So 4 na phases yan. So we're now in the process of doing the applied. So yung intended, nung ni-review natin, una, tinignan, the competencies are comparable with anybody else around the world. So ang mga nilagay nating, mga gusto nating matutunan ng bata, yun din, comparable yan sa nasa States, nasa Australia, nasa Singapore, etc. So wala tayong issue doon. Pero ang isang very glaring finding, napaka-congested ng ating curriculum. At I think everybody knows this. Ang dami nating gustong ituro, we end up normally not achieving everything, not making learners learn kasi ang daming gustong ipatuto. So nung sinabi ng COVID-19, sabi ko, kailangan dyan, most essential learning competencies ang bigyang pansin. Sorry, but I'll have referred to itong mga biases ko na ito as an educator. When I was regional director in Calabarzon, of course, I could not completely abandon the whole curriculum document. So I just told my team, sige, we will still try to deliver the curriculum as identified by the central office, but we will identify our own priorities. So nagbigay lang kami ng, if I remember it right, parang 400 out of yung 15,000 na yan, hinanap namin yung 400 na sabi namin, kahit ito muna ang uunahin from kindergarten to grade 12, ang pakiramdam namin, magiging mabuting tao na yung bata. So ang issue dito, it's not the number of competencies that we should cover. I feel that what will make us effective in shaping responsible, productive Filipinos ready to compete is identifying the foundational skills for lifelong learning. When I say foundational, kung wala ka nito, hindi ka na makakatuto sa Coursera, hindi ka na makakapag sulat ng creatively. Kasi ito yung mga very important, syempre, reading comprehension skills, writing skills, yun naman, and then the right values. So, if you have this, na hindi naman siya dapat marami, as we have identified, ano lang yan, less than 6,000, di ba? Across the K-12 curriculum. Kung kaunti lang yan, at pinapalalim natin yung pagpapatuto sa bata ng mga konsepto na to, palagay ko, the kids will be able to be better prepared for the challenges ahead. Kasi although magaling naman yung system nyo dyan, ano na kayo, famous for high quality learning. A long time ago, teacher pa ako, principal, na naririnig ko na, Region 8 is always one of the best in terms of achievements, etc. Pero, ang sinasabi natin, kung kakaunti lang yung bibigyang diin, palagay ko, mas mapapalalim yung pagkakatuto. They will be more confident. So, ang issue dito is, paano masisiguro na hindi mabisa? Make sure that the children are motivated. Motivated sila.
Concern.
Hindi
Brother
ako
ITO, are we
naririnig.
still good?
Ako, tingin ko I'm okay.
You can proceed, Yusek.
ITO.
Okay naman yung signal. You can proceed, Yusek. Okay yung signal. May naputo lang na ibang linya pero okay yung signal.
Okay ako.
You can proceed, Yusek. Naririnig ka namin.
I'll proceed. So what I'm saying is the quality of learning does not depend on the learning delivery modality. It is to be driven by a highly motivated child. At ngayon, sa bahay sila matututo, the support of the parents will be very critical. At palagi ko rin po itong sinasabi, sang-ayon sa pagbabasa ko ng literature, because I read a lot about trying to understand how can learning be best delivered. Ang isang ingredient for high achievement is an adult, a parent, most likely, na nakikialam sa mga ginagawa ng kanyang anak. Sabi ng isang anak ko, Pop, do not generalize. Mayroong mga bata na kahit medyo walang suporta sa bahay ay excited ding matuto. Sabi ko, these are the exceptional learners. But in general, the child achieves more when there is a support from home, whether ideally from a parent. So, mga kapwa ko mga magulang, kasi I'm a parent myself, I have 3 sons. I mean, all of them are college graduates now. Pero, yung misis ko, when they were small kids, siya yung matyaga. Hindi siya teacher, but siya yung nag-aabala sa pagbibigay ng suporta. And we ended up having sons who are in love with learning. Kasi pinagsusuporta ng nanay, kahit yung tatay, mga mga support lang sa anong libro kailangan nyo, etc. Minsan nag-aaway kami kasi pa yan, wala pang paperback, gusto hardbound na yung bibilhin na. Sabi ko, magantay kayo na yung kurang available na edition na bibili natin. But what I'm saying is, an intellectually stimulating home environment will be a big factor. And then, while may mga disadvantage nga yung distance kasi hindi nakikita si teacher, etc. Pero, ang bata naman yun sa bahay. So, ang inaasahan ko lalo na at the end of this school year, we'll have children whose values are very strong. So, hindi dapat turuan ng dishonesty ng parent ang anak na siya na ang sumasagot ng test. Kailangan ituro ang value of honesty at lahat pa yung responsibility sa pagiging responsible sa bahay at lahat pwedeng gawin yan.
Alright. Sige po, Yusek, thank you so much po. Mayroon pong gustong i-inquire si Ma'am Ghislaine po. Go ahead, Ma'am Ghislaine.
Yes, sir. Sir, we've heard regarding your principal, sir. We believe this is part of your program. Sir, can you elaborate on this, sir? Ano ba tong principal na program ni Yusek Dads?
Ghislaine, that's true. That's mine. Copyrighted. May mga published work na tungkol dyan. When I was still, this was the Prince model I discovered in 2001. Pinag-aaral ako ng DepEd sa labas ng bansa and for my master's in leadership and management and education. And while researching on the different theories and traits of effective leaders. Alam mo, ang isang requirement natin pagka sa postgraduate ka is to synthesize the things that you actually are learning. So when I synthesized my own characteristics of the ideal leader, I came up with an acronym. Alam mo sa DepEd, dapat marunong kang mag-acronym na may kapuluhan
Right.
para
Tumatak, tumatak
I
agad.
said, I will insist that the ideal leader should be a prince. So 6 letters that represent 6 words na to me are very important for one to be effective as a leader. Ang pagiging leader, hindi lang yung USEC, regional director, principal. Leader ka rin kahit fellow teacher ka lang dyan sa loob ng silid-aralan. Leader tayo. Kahit sa bahay, leader pa rin tayo ng ating mga pamilya. So all of us are leaders. And what's the first trait? Prince. Proactive. Ang isang tao ay magiging namumuno kung hindi siya nag-aantay kung anong sabihin ng iba. When you are proactive, you actually take the initiative. Ang paborito ko nito sa mga kabataan, lalo na, sabi ko, kung hindi mo lalapitan yung crush mo, hindi yan magiging girlfriend. So, yan ang example ko sa mga naghahanap pa rin ng partner among my fellow teachers. Do not wait for that person to come to you. Find a way to approach that person. Babae ka man o lalaki, mayroon na tayong ngayon, gender fair activities. So pwede na yan. So huwag nang mag-aantay ng mag-aantay. Take the initiative. That's pro-action. Pangalawa, resource orientation or being results oriented. Ano ito? Dapat alam mo kung ano yung gusto mo ma-accomplish. So regardless again kung ano organization yan, pamilya, buhay mo, you should be clear about the things that you want to accomplish. Because yung results orientation will be your guiding star. Siya yung titingnan mo. Ito yung gusto kong mangyari. So, ito, of course, not necessarily professionally kasi hindi naman ako nangarap maging USEC. In fact, ang saya-saya ko ng regional director. But what I'm saying is when I was a regional director, I told myself, ito lang ang mga gagawin ko. Kasi hindi ko naman kayang gawin lahat. So, anong ginawa ko sa Calabarzon? Paigtingin yung research. Naniniwala kasi ako that if the teachers and the officials are researchers, improvement will be sustained. Pangalawa, yung T-governance namin na may 12 kailangan gawin. Transparency, ethics, accountability. So talagang kailangan isabuhay na yun yung mga priority ko sa Calabarzon. So yung dalawa at napasama na lang yung prince na yan nung tinuturuan ko na sila. How do we become effective leaders, maging prince tayo. Of course, yung mga ito, yun ang pinagkaabalahan ko. Those were my results. Intelligence is not possessing high IQ. I always say this. Nung unang nagpunta ako sa Australia para mag-masters, 12 kami mga Pilipino. Pag naririnig ko sila, graduate ng UP, graduate ng mga exclusive schools, parang nandilit ako. Sabi ko, how come I am in this group? Ang gagaling. Very articulate. Ay, ako naman nag-aaral sa Naga City Trade School pa. So, ang English ko, industrial arts. Ang iba, sabi nga, huwag ka naman magsasalita ng ganyan at ino-offend mo yung industrial arts. But I'm an industrial arts major. I was not the brightest. When you say intelligent, it's more about knowing yourself. Sa akin, yung intelligences ni Howard Gardner na being self-smart and being people-smart. So, sa leader, hindi kailangan super high yung IQ mo. Maraming leader na super bright pero hindi nakaka-connect sa mga kasama. Kasi una, hindi nila kilala ang sarili nila. Pag hindi mo kilala yung sarili mo, wala kang self-mastery, marami kang pagpapanggap. So, palagi kang nagagalit pag may nagtatanong kasi hindi mo rin alam ang sagot. Ganito. Ayan ang ibig kong sabihin. So, being intelligent is knowing yourself, knowing your limitations so that you would know kung saan ka hihingi ng tulong. No, being an intelligent person is understanding others. Ako, ang paborito ko dyan, alam mo, yung mga tao, iba-iba yung mga pakiramdam niyan. Iba, ang ginagamit ko dyan, yung Enneagram. I-google nyo ang Enneagram. Do your own Enneagram. If you are aware that there are 9 types of people in your surroundings, hindi lahat katulad mo mag-isip, maniwala. So you will be more tolerant. Yan yung sinasabi kong intelligence ito. It's essentially EQ, yung emotional quotient. Yung N is network building. Remember that the leader does not do things on his own. Otherwise, hindi ka leader kung wala kang pinapasama para tulungan kang ma-accomplish yung mga gusto mong gawin. So, And you only do that through your networks of friends, supporters, stakeholders. So you should continue to build networks. You never know it. Yung isang kausap mo ngayon may be a very influential person who may be able to provide you what you need later on in your organization's activities. Ang dami kong ganyan. So I treat people fairly para may network, continuous yung network. The C, to me, is the most important, being credible. Hindi pwede magsabi ka, ayaw ko sa korupsyon, tapos garapal ka kung manguhan ng SOP. So dapat, pag sinabi mo, I want to be, to live in an organization that is graft-free, ikaw mismo, klarado yan sa iyo. And then credibility is fulfilling. When you say something, fulfill it. At all costs, gawin mo unless may mga problema. And finally, yung E na nasabi ko na kanina, empowering. You allow others to shine. Ang palagi kong sinasabi sa mga kasama ko when I was regional director, superintendent, principal, your first job is to find your replacement in the organization where you serve. So I am very proud to claim. Halimbawa, ilan ba yan? Hindi ko na mabilang ang mga regional directors na when I was RD myself or ARD na rin. Kasi that to me is the ultimate measure that you are doing your job. You are allowing others to shine. So yung iba dyan na parang takot na takot pag may nakitang mas gwapo sa kanya o mas maganda o mas magaling, ay dapat hindi na yan nagsa-shine, baka mapansin. To me, that person is not a leader. That person is not empowering. Dapat, pag may nakita kang magaling, i-push mo. At mag-celebrate kung tumaas pa yan, mas umangat pa sa'yo. Mas fulfilling yon.
Right.
So that's the thing. Proactive, results-oriented, intelligent, network building, credible, and empowering.
Wow. That's Prince Principal.
Everything in one concept, no?
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Yusek. Parang busog na busog po kami, Yusek, with all this wonderful viewpoints and lessons that we have learned from you today. But Yusek, we have with us our Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Lani Cervantes. Ma'am Lani, you may have something to say to Yusek.
Hello, Lani. Good afternoon.
Good morning po. Congratulations po, Yusik, for the Presidential Award.
Yes po.
Salamat po sa pagbabalik po sa Ormoc City. Pangalawang, second time na po ninyo para makapag-share sa amin at we are very thankful for it. And then nalaala ko po after Yolanda, pumunta po ang Region 4A sa Ormoc City. Dito kayo sa Sabin ba yun? At binigyan mo po kami ng mga barong, tela ng barong. Nandun.
Ano yun? I mean, naisip ko, alam ko, kaya namang bilhin niya ng mga superintendents, pero wala kaming ibang naisip. Nagdala na kami ng ibang support sa mga learners at sabi ko, bisitahin natin ang mga fellow school officials natin. Ay, kaibigan na very close si RD Lilet. Sabi ko, Lilet, pwede bang pupunta kami sa inyo? Huwag kayong magproblema, kami bahala sa sarili namin. Meron na tayo ng kaunting, fellowship. Kasi magkakapatid tayo sa ating trabaho. So that was really a gesture of sharing the pains, the travails of our fellow DepEd officials. So talagang ni-request ko yun. Sabi ko, doon lang sa Ormoc kasi yung Tacloban yata noon hindi pa talaga pwedeng gamitin. So, and I was very fortunate na yung team namin, yung mga superintendents ng Calabarzon. Ang laki-laki kasi namin. We are 21 now, 21 divisions yan. Sabi, basta, ang kaya akong magandang pasalubong na hindi naman masyadong mahal, pero mababalue. Sabi nila, ay, noon tayo sa mga barong Tagalog, so magdala tayo ng kaunting pasalubong sa mga superintendents. So, that was the reason why we were able to to organize that very intimate event na ginawa namin, but that's not just mine, yung buong superintendent ng Calabarzon before actually supported me in that idea na bibisitahin yung mga kapatid superintendents.
Thank you so much, Yusek, for that. Tumatak po yun po sa mga Ormocanon, lalong-lalo na sa mga superintendents po namin. And we thank you so much on that. Again po, Yusek, we congratulate you for that Gawad Career Executive Service Presidential Award po. Maraming salamat. Na-highlight din po yun ni Director June during your press briefing the other day. Thank you. Yusek, I think Ma'am Lan is having...
I-remind ko kayo, ang tagal-tagal na, 2012 yata, si RD Ramir. Yes, na lang ako sa RD nyo. Actually, isa siya sa mga nagsabi na subukin.
Yusek, naputol po ako. Transfer of resident.
Isa din po sa mga challenges for online delivery, yung network, ano po natin, connectivity. Hopefully, they would heed with the panawagan ng presidente to make progress po with their services. Yes po, Ma'am Lani, you may go ahead. You may proceed.
So, again po, thank you, Yusek. Maraming salamat po sa pagbibigay ng time sa Ormoc City Division. At marami po kaming natutunan, marami po akong natutunan sa iyo and sa karami-raming mga seminars natin na attended ko na nandoon ka. Palagi pong nadagdag na kaalaman na nakukuha ko po sa inyo. So maraming salamat po.
Sige po.
Trabaho natin yun nga mag-share ng mga natututunan, and I assure you, fellow teachers and fellow school officials, that I will remain an eager lifelong learner. So right now, ang inaaral ko, may course na naman ako, design thinking, kasi gusto kong maunawaan how can this work in an education field. Yun para yung mga tao hindi magsabi na siya utos lang ng utos, wala namang ginagawa. When actually I said na ang research ay kulturang dapat paigtingin, I was leading the team. May mga research teams ako noon sa Calabarzon na ako yung lead researcher. In fact, we were able to come up with our own learning focus school leadership model na in the future yata, kung may pagkakataon, I can share a lot more about it na nag-develop din kami maliban sa mga binibigay ng central office na mga sinasabi sa buong mundo. We had to discover what is the most appropriate framework within Calabarzon. So 2 minutes yata ako, and then I have to go. May sunod-sunod na.
Yes.
Very grateful that nag-adjust kayo sa aking availability, kasi sabi ko kay Gemma, pag sa kalagitnaan na ng araw, sabi ko mag-record na lang tayo para matuloy na po.
Yes po. Final words po for DepEd Region 8 and DepEd Ormoc po, Yusek Diosdado San Antonio.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much po. We do appreciate your time. Maraming salamat. That was our Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction, Diosdado San Antonio. A man with a very happy and positive disposition. Sir, punong-puno po kami ng kalaman at inspirasyon po ngayon because of your presence. Maraming salamat po. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye po. Bye-bye. Ma'am Lani, that was our USEC, Diosdado San Antonio for Curriculum and Instruction. Any words po, Ma'am Lani, for our DepEd Ormoc?
Hi, good morning, everyone. We are here once again for our weekly Panaghisgutay to discuss our issues and concerns and to clarify whatever questions you have in mind. So we are very much thankful for this opportunity. We have Robert here, Ghislaine, and our ITO, si Alvin, aron ma-hapsay kining atong pagpadangat ani nga Panaghisgutay. So once again, for our listeners and viewers, we appreciate your time with us and for your sharing whatever gusto nyong i-share dito sa Panaghisgutay. So with the coming of the
school opening. So we really have to prepare. We still have a month to prepare for this coming October 5. Ano? So within this month of September, expect a series of activities, foremost of which is the conduct of the dry run or the simulation activities of the different process of delivery and all of the modules or self-learning materials to our learners. So all the schools are required or simulation activities. And also we expect them, the school heads and the teachers, to not only show kung ano man ang mga dapat gawin sa proseso, we also would like to know what are the gaps, ano bang mga issues and concerns that you encounter during this the conduct of these activities, so we will know how or what kind of interventions we are going to use to help solve these problems or issues. So and that is the reason why we have this dry run, para malaman natin kung paano ba natin siya mapatakbo in the coming sa school year na talaga, no? So dry run muna, parang practice, para malaman natin ano bang mga glitches, ano bang mga kamalian or mga pagkakamali na dapat nating tutukan. And another activity also that we are going to conduct this month of September in preparation for the opening of classes is the conduct of mental health and psychosocial interventions sa mga schools for our teachers and our school heads, para tayo during this pandemic, no? How do we deal? How do we prepare ourselves para yung mga problems that we will encounter, hindi tayo gaanong ma-stress, that we remain healthy mentally, physically, psychologically, and as well as socially, how to deal with others during this new normal. So, isa yan sa mga activities we are going to conduct this month. And another activity is also the literacy training for our parents, especially those who find it hard or difficult to help their children at home in learning their lessons. So sabi nga ni Yusik Dads kanina na one of the things that will help our children learn more is the adults or the parents to help them or who support them with their learning. So yan, that is why we have this literacy training for our parents. So sa mga parents dyan, please support our kids, help them while they do their or read their self-learning materials. I hope, or we hope, that you are there beside them to provide them support, not only with regards to their learning, sa iba pang pamamaraan, like maghanda halimbawa ng snacks, no? Tapos para di ba kakagutom din yung magbasa, so sana may mga ready ng kamote, saging dyan, no? Mga healthy snack foods. Huwag tayo sa mga junk foods kasi sa katawan yan. So let us prepare healthy meals, healthy snacks for our children while they are learning. So isa yan sa suporta na may bigay natin sa ating mga bata. So aside from those, mayroon din tayong mga webinar for our teachers na nasabi na ni Yusik Dads, and for our leaders, no, sa ating mga principals. So yun ang activities na gagawin. So we are gearing up for the opening of classes this October 5, which is also the World Teacher Day. So happy Teachers Day sa lahat, no? And we are being asked by RD that as part of our preparation sa coming opening of classes, meron tayong mga noise barrage sa October 4, mag-noise barrage tayo. In our schools, may mga streamers tayo doon na nakalagay about our school, what are the activities, and foremost, about the safety and health protocols. Hindi natin dapat yan kalimutan kasi sa panahon ng pandemya, dapat hindi tayo mag-share ng virus at hindi rin tayo magkaka-virus. So let us observe carefully. Let us observe strictly the health and safety protocols. So with that, my dear viewers and listeners and followers of this Panaghisgutay, so thank you very much. And once again, take care of ourselves. God bless everyone. Good morning. Good morning ba or good afternoon, good day?
DepEd Ormoc, that's our schools division, our very dynamic and high-spirited schools division superintendent of DepEd Ormoc, Ma'am Lani H. Cervantes. Thank you so much, Ma'am. So, punong-puno tayo ng kaalaman, inspirasyon, at of course, pagmamahal galing sa ating mga DepEd officials. We have Yusek Diosdado San Antonio, and we have our schools division superintendent, Ma'am Lani H. Cervantes. Wow. What a day we have this day. It's indeed very wonderful. Thank you so much, Ma'am Lani. See you around po. And before we end the program, Ma'am Ghislaine, maybe you'd like to, are you still on air? Not anymore? Okay, we'll be giving away prizes for our trivia this day. Ghislaine? We'll be, okay, the prize is the one sponsor, the one courtesy of Ormocnet. It's the
What's that?
the heads, no,
Earphones.
the earphone.
Yes, the earphone.
Oh. Sige, ato ipakita on screen para ganahan mo answer ang atong mga viewers. By the way, before we say out the trivia, we'd like to give thanks to our media partners for having us simulcasted in their stations, no? Our friends in the media sector. We also have our education partners. We have Ormocnet, National Bookstore. We have from the PLIs, itong friends from PLIs, City Savings Bank, Mactan Rural Bank, East West. We also have from BDO, yes, and we likewise thank Macron Automation, as well as Jimar the artist for for becoming an instrument to connect us to USEC, no? Diosdado San Antonio. So, thank you so much, Jimar. We do appreciate your linkages, skills and prowess. Yes, we have this now. We'll be giving away this ProMate lightweight ergonomic noise isolating stereo earphone. Okay. Okay. Can we have this, and then we'll just have have the winner posted on screen. Okay. Here's the question. If you were listening, with our interview, with our Panaghisgutay moment with Yusek Diosdado San Antonio, you surely will give the correct answer. Ghislaine, are you ready?
Yes.
I think our viewers are very much
Oh,
ready.
yes. I'm ready to
Okay.
answer the question.
You're automatically disqualified. Okay, here's the question. What is the recent or what is that recent prestigious award that USEC Estado San Antonio received? Oh,
Mm-hmm. By the way,
unsa
sir, how
unsa
many earphones are we going to
okay,
give?
we will be giving since kuan man ni siya kanang special man niya, special edition. So we'll be giving away
Okay.
one earphone
One
for
earphone lang.
our lucky
Okay.
viewer. Unsa ang pinaka-recent na prestigious award, national recognition nga nadawat ni Yusek Diosdado San Antonio just very recently?
Hmm.
Okay? If you know the answer, key it in sa comment section sa kung asa man mo I think sa DepEd Tayo FB
Dito
page na
tayo.
to, no?
Mhm.
And so we'll be posting on screen or maybe we'll post it in our FB page on who will be identified as our lucky winner of this limited
Yes.
edition earphone courtesy of Ormocnet.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have more questions, Heps?
Uh
Or would that be our only
yes.
right
Mm,
special mention, no?
right.
Basta.
Okay. And so that was all the time we have, Gislaine.
Yes, that was all the time we have. And thank you for spending your time with us. Likewise, we would like to give our big thanks to our special guest today, Yusik Jusdado San Antonio Net, for giving us the latest updates and developments relative to the conduct of the school year 2020 and 2021.
Right. Okay, so keep safe, keep healthy, and be happy, friends. I'm Robert Hardin,
And
and
this
this is
is
Deped Ormoc.
Abales.
Panaghisgutay.
Panaghisgutay.
Bye-bye, everyone. There you go. We have a winner, Sir ITO. Okay, I can see it in the comment section. Can you please show it on screen? Sir ITO, we have one. The one wearing necktie, a tie with a coat, I think. Okay. Okay, there you go. The answer is Gawad Kerry Executive Service Presidential Award. It's Ian Dave Custodio. Okay. Is he a teacher? Okay. Yes. Hmm. Congratulations, Sir Ian Dave. You just won this ProMate lightweight noise isolating stereo earphone. Congratulations! Yay! Okay, many have attempted, but it seems that it's Sir Ian who made the right answer. Okay, we were notified that Sir Ian Dave is from Marhen National High School. Shout out to all the teachers, the school management of Marhen National High School. Under Sir Joe, no? Sir Jose Pilapil. Okay. Buhay kay to Sir Joe karon. Wala to siya natulog. Nag-watch gud siya. Nag-post siya sa atong DepEd Education leaders. Hello, Sir Joe. Good afternoon. Congratulations. And again, that's it for our edition of our Panaghisgutay for this week. Mayong hapon sa tanan o daghan kayong salamat sa inyong pagtutok sa atong Panaghisgutay with USEC, Diosdado San Antonio, and of course our SDS, Ma'am Lani H. Cervantes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for
Okay.
tuning in.
Mayong hapon sa tanan. Keep safe everyone. And God bless.